Welcome back to our Kings related podcast, wherever you may be, and this recap of the Kings' utter collapse and breakdown in that fourth quarter as they lose to the Detroit Pistons 114 to 113. The Kings were in control of this ballgame. They were absolutely in control of this ballgame. They were up as much as 19, and they took their foot off the gas. It's once again, this is the Nuggets game from last week all over again. In that second half, the Sacramento Kings made 4 threes in that game. You let the Pistons score 37 points in that fourth quarter. They did it with Malik Beasley, Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey with the game winner. An utter collapse from this Kings team. How the Kings went from being one of the best teams in the clutch in games to downright bad. They are now 6-12 at home, 13-18 overall. They have now lost 5 straight, and the Kings season is on the brink of utter disaster if things don't change. After this game, the guys in that locker room, you're going to have a good, long look at yourselves in the mirror, because this team has underperformed this season. This is a downright bad team. And in the first half, let's go back to the first half. At the end of the first half, the Kings were up 15. And this is in a game where you did not have Sabonis, who was out because of illness. And in that first half, De'Aaron Fox had 1 point. And your leading scorers in that first half was Trey Lyles, who had 15, DeRozan with 13, Malik Monk with 13. And then second half, it was pretty much an even third quarter. Pistons outscored you by 1, 24-23. But it's that fourth quarter. An utter collapse. Cade Cunningham, who's been playing at an all-star level this year, absolutely incredible in this game. 33 points, 10 assists in this game. But the Kings had 4 threes in that entire second half. The Pistons, 21 of 25 from the free throw line. Neither team shot the ball well from 3, both under 40%. Pistons, 19 fast break points. So you had Trey Lyles, 20 points. De'Aaron Fox, with the brain fart of the season so far, fouling Jaden Ivey on a 3-point attempt. The Kings were up 3 late in that fourth quarter. And the one thing you cannot live with is Detroit getting off for 3. What does De'Aaron do? He fouls Jaden Ivey for a 4-point play. Ivey makes the free throw, and the Pistons win the game by 1. Malik Monk, 15 points in this game. Keegan Murray, 11 points, 12 rebounds. DeRozan, 19 points. The only guy off your bench that really scored, Trey Lyles. But it's another disaster for this Kings team. You 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 had complete control of this game, and you took your foot off the gas again. And we've seen, and this is not the only time we've seen it. We've seen it several times this season, where the Kings were in control of a ball game, and they let their opponent get back in the game because the Kings take their foot off the gas. This is one of the Detroit Pistons. Even though they're better this year, the record may not say that, but this is still a young team. The Kings look like the young team tonight. With the mistakes, like in this game, 14 turnovers overall. They would turn the ball over in that second half, including that fourth. The Kings look like the young team in the second half, while the Pistons look like the more veteran, experienced team. This season is on the brink of being going to hell. Seriously. You're 13-18 in a Western Conference that is stacked. You are now on this homestand. You are now 0-5 on this homestand. Losses to Detroit, Indiana, both games against the Lakers, and then the Denver Nuggets. And this was supposed to be your soft part of your schedule, where the Kings don't leave California until early January when you go on a road trip back east. And the Kings had not taken advantage. I believe the season's over. And what do the Kings do from here? Do they move De'Aaron Fox? If you move De'Aaron Fox, you are really going to tear this down and start fresh. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. What's going to happen is, I think, in my opinion, what needs to happen is a clean house. This is not a coaching problem. The Kings have a roster problem. And it starts with Monty McNair, who is the guy who put this roster together. You have a boatload of guards, no wings, no forwards. You don't have a quality backup center for Domantas Sabonis. This is a roster problem. You're not going to fire Mike Brown. Mike Brown's not the problem. Even though Mike Brown and his staff, they have been bad this season, they are not the problem. The problem for the Sacramento Kings, for the 2024-25 Sacramento Kings, is it's a roster problem. It absolutely is. Monty McNair and his front office made the mistake of not improving this team following that playoff season when the Kings lost to Golden State in Game 7. That off season is when changes needed to be made. But what did they do? They ran the same damn team back that season. season. And what did that get the team? Got them to the play-in where you won the first play-in game, but you lost to New Orleans. The Kings were not good enough last year when you ran the same team back. That was a mistake of this front office, was running the same team back. And they made the improvement too late when they acquired DeMar DeRozan this past offseason. That move should have been made the offseason after the playoff Game 7 loss. That's when it should have happened. Really. So, the Kings season is on the brink of going to hell. 13 and 18 on the season. 5 straight losses. Kings sitting at 12th in the West. You're 6 and 12 at home. And that's the most puzzling part about this is the Kings at home are 6 and 12. I remember at the old arena where it was tough for visiting teams to come in and play and win. But ever since Golden One Center opened, if the opposing team was having an off night, this was a get-right game for opponents. It really is. And another frustrating part, as the Kings sit in 12th in the West, you got teams ahead of them that aren't playing well. San Antonio, Golden State, in my opinion, I believe is mediocre. Minnesota, kind of up and down. Phoenix, kind of up and down. And the Kings, 5 straight. Now you play the Lakers for the 4th and final time this season on Saturday night down in LA. Are you going to look for your 6th straight loss on Saturday night? Or you got to snap your losing streak? So, Kings fall to the Pistons by 1. And even though the Kings were up 3 late in the game, it has always been my philosophy, if you're up 3, you foul, because the Pistons needed a 3 to tie the game. The one thing you don't allow is a 3. So why not foul? Put them at the line for 2. They make both. They're down 1. And then the Kings get the ball back. And then you play the foul game. Because the one thing you can't allow is a 3 to tie the game. And that's what you got, a 3. And then the foul by Fox on Ivy for the 4-point play. And the Pistons win the game by 1. So, Kings fall 114 to 113. They're now 13 and 18 on the season. And this season is on the brink of going really, really bad. Are we at a level where maybe we play capture the flag for Cooper flag? I'm not there yet. But Kings play the Lakers on Saturday night. Who knows if Anthony Davis will be available in that game after AD left Wednesday's game against Golden State early. So Kings Lakers Saturday night in LA, and then You come back home and you got the Mavs, you got Philadelphia, you got Memphis before you go to San Francisco to play Golden State, and then you close out this home stretch against the Miami Heat. Not easy. It is absolutely not easy. So that will do it here for a Kings related podcast and this recap of the Kings loss to the Detroit Pistons. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, notify bell, leave a comment down below. Also, hit that follow button on Twitch to know when we go live. If you're listening to this on Apple and on Spotify, hit that follow button, leave a 5-star rating and review, and we'll see you next time here on our Kings related podcast for another recap Saturday night following Kings Lakers. Go Kings.